Hello, everybody. Um, Welcome to the channel. It's been a while. So, just a few things I want to say before I begin. One, personal story shout out. Thank you to my neighbors. I should be outside snow plowing right now, but my neighbors, I don't know why, but I think they've kind of taken pity on me ever since I had COVID. But they've been unbelievable, and they shoveled my driveway. So instead of being there, I'm here, and I'm really grateful for that. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to stream for you some different shooters for the Super Nintendo. A lot of people, when they think of, particularly when they think of Super Nintendo shooters, they think of course, Gradius 3, Irem's Super R-Type, and Darius Twin. Appropriately, I mean those are classics. But a lot of things, of course, the Super Nintendo doesn't get credit for the other shooters on the system. And I've kind of come to discover that, while of course that was certainly a difference between the Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo, there actually were some pretty awesome shooters that were for the Super Nintendo. Some are kind of strange or a little bit kitschy in their own way, like this one we're about to get into, which is Biometal by Activision. But others are fantastic, and I think actually hold their own in some ways against the Sega Genesis shooters, which is probably sacrilege for a lot of people to say, but there actually are some pretty awesome Super Nintendo shooters out there. So we're going to look at a couple of them today. I'm certainly no expert. I'm going to be playing these on easy. This is all an original, at least the system is a Retron 3, but all the games are all from carts, so this is an emulation. And it's on my shooting onto just a camera onto a CRT TV. So here we go. So this is Biometal by Activision. If you recognize the music, that is 2 Unlimited. That was kind of one of the features of this game by Activision. 2 Unlimited, of course, was famous for this, pretty much their Twilight Zone song, which was kind of an arena anthem played on like jock jams and whatnot. So I'm going to play it on easy. I don't have any shame about that. But you can hear this, they loop the living hell out of this song. If you don't like this song, I'm sorry, you're going to probably hear it a lot. So here we go. They give you upgrades right away, but then one thing about this game is you're going to see that the enemies get really close to you. And while I realize in any shooter you got memorization, but I mean, they really crowd you. Got some parallax scrolling there with the clouds. Not anything earth-shattering or unbelievable, but mildly interesting, I guess. Try to avoid these guys more than when I initially played this game, where, of course, as a shooter, you want to shoot everything. But I'm learning kind of that's maybe a better way to go about it. With the shooter, I'll just say this a little bit. I probably will not be able to chat too much while I'm playing. Shooters are a little more demanding of a person's personal attention, but I will kind of stop it every now and then if you got something you want to add, questions you have. I'll admit it, I am not a super expert in this game by any sense of imagination. Like I said, this game's being played on easy, and I don't really have any shame about that. I'm just learning the game. It doesn't make sense to go and play on hard, in my opinion, if you're just trying to learn the game. I know maybe some others who are really good at shooters would disagree. I'm really just started to put my toe in the water on games like this really in the last year or two, and I'm really enjoying it. This is easily, no offense, knock on wood, this is the cleanest run I've ever had. back down to pea shooter, which is not ideal. Ugh. Well, so much for that great run. I have beaten this boss before, so I don't know. Not sure why it was easier another time. Because, like I said before, I got through the main part of the stage much cleaner than I normally do. A friend of mine named Josh actually profiled this game in a video game blog of his, where he examined, the fact that there's this weird shooter out there that featured, Two Unlimited, which of course was kind of obviously an R&B music from the late 80s, early 90s, and he kind of covered, kind of how that deal came into being between them and Activision, and kind of how the group kind of like faded away after that. And the music pretty much kind of all sounds the same. I mean, you talk about a one-hit wonder. I mean, they beat the living hell out of that thing. And now we're taking care of these guys. Another pretty clean run to the boss again. See if I can actually get by him. Whoa. Yeah, they definitely put him like right in your face. Ah. Pea shooter mode. Ah. It was a charge shot. I never even knew there was a charge shot, which is pretty bad on my part. Try to maybe mess around with it. I'm sure that'll help me a lot. Like I said, if you have any questions or comments or whatever, I hope the volume is not too obnoxious. I'm sure you're just here for the music because everyone wants to relive 1992 again. And you guys remember Jock Jams by ESPN? I think they had Jock Rock and Jock Jams. They're made by the same people. I probably listened to that probably more than just about anything when I was in high school. Even though I was more of an alternative kind of music guy, grunge guy. I'm sorry, I just got a text from my wife. Married life for you. Just got to text her back. Okay. Anyways, back to the game. She's gonna hopefully we'll have some more people in the chat soon enough. So, like I said before about Jock Jams and Jock Rock, I mean those were a little lasered action. We'll see if this works better. Although I think I'd rather have the spread laser. Although this thing cuts things down pretty good. Back to the spread shot. Gosh. Wow, I actually killed it. Well, that's boss number 1. So this is Biometal by Activision. Like we kind of, as you'll be able to tell very quickly, this the song was, the music was done by Two Unlimited. Probably made famous as kind of like stadium music. And I'm dead. Hey everybody, welcome to the stream. Believe it or not, this is, well, I shouldn't say believe it or not, I'm just that bad probably. This is on an easy. Hey everybody. Like I said, I probably won't be able to talk as much because it is a shooter. It's kind of hard to, pretty tough to try to stream and notice that. Okay, 19.2 to, on Call of Duty. Yeah, you can wait for like half an hour for all those fun updates. I'm going to continue one more time, then we'll probably give this one a rest and probably go into the next one. I'm just in level 2. This, I don't know, I don't know, does this qualify? This moment feels like a bullet hell shooter right now, but it's not a bad game. I mean, the music is, of course, what makes it distinctive from probably anything else. Certainly made for American audiences, maybe hoping that they might be more accepting of a shooter, which shooters I don't think were maybe terribly popular amongst a large amount of American gamers. I am absolutely crap at this level right now. See if I can get to the boss in this one at least. The bullets aren't moving fast, so we get a little bit of slowdown here. Kids wanting to play it. That's how it goes sometimes. So that's Biometal by Activision. Like I said, it's not a bad game. Kind of unique there. I'll let you kind of see the intro again, since probably you didn't see it when I showed it the first time. Really kind of the point for anybody that's watching. Like I said, a lot of time when people think of shooters on the Super Nintendo, you know, you're usually talking people that are familiar with, you know, really kind of the classic ones, Gradius 3, Super R-Type, and Darius Twin. But, you know, what I've kind of come to discover is there's actually a lot of other shooters on it. They just were not real popular titles. They actually have some really good ones that I think truly really can compete with some of the best from the Sega Genesis. And so I'm going to play another one, and this is actually the first time I've ever played this game. Yeah, I would definitely check it out on the Mister if I had one of those. But like I said, all these games are actually physical cartridges being played on a Retron 3. And like I said, I mean, that intro sequence is pretty similar to like what you'd see in any, you know, shooter of the day. So we're going to move on to our next one. Like I said, this one is actually my most recent acquisition of the bunch. This is Imperium. Imperium by Vic Tokai. I just picked this one up. Hi, Eric. Hi, Ryan. Let's try it again. See if it works. Guess not. Live streaming for you. Oh, that ain't good. No. I'm not sure what to say. Almost there. I think I'm gonna bypass this one. Unfortunate, but I don't want to sit here and spend 20 minutes trying to get this to work. So we're gonna move on to another one. This is Blazeon. This is by Atlus. This one's kind of a unique one. Yeah, I did blow on it. It didn't make a difference, unfortunately. So this is, like I said, Blazeon by Atlus. I'm gonna play it on easy. I realize, guys, that may not be really great, but I'd rather at least feel like I can maybe navigate through the game as opposed to get my ass kicked in 2 seconds. So here we go with Blazeon. Or do you want to see the intro? Yeah? No shame? That's me. Okay, so we'll go with Blazeon here. Okay, this game has, if you're feeling like you're watching R-Type, there is definitely an R-Type vibe to this. Now, this is what you can do, just like with just like with Gyara, you can steal the abilities of your enemies in this game, which is really unique, at least for Super Nintendo shooters. And so you're flying kind of it's a very slow moving, I guess, mech shooter. That would have been a mech I could have copied, but this mech's nicer. The spread shot is just more useful. Like I said, if you just joined the stream, this is Blazeon by Atlus. There's so many pauses for a second. Okay, I'm playing this with an ASCII pad, which is a turbo controller. So I just actuated the turbo. It's a lot easier now. Probably should have done that last game. It's kind of a bit of a pulsing 3 laser, but I'll take it. I like the different parallax scrolling levels on this. The music in this game is kind of boring. I mean, it's somewhat reminiscent of like Gradius, but it's certainly not its strength. There's one thing about Atlus, they make good games. They may not make a lot of titles, but the ones they do make, they seem to make pretty high quality stuff. So here comes our boss. Gonna put me in a hyperdrive situation. This kind of reminds me of like from Sale of the Century. Now I'm down to 2 shots, you can see, instead of 3, because they knocked out one of my guns. In some ways, when you get the ship back to its original form, especially for this boss, because you're aiming at such a small target, it's actually in some ways better because your hitbox is a little smaller. But overall, you want to stay transformed. Those ships usually have a pretty distinctive advantage, and your main ship doesn't move very quickly. Down to my last ship. It won't let me take that guy's form, sadly. Maybe I can get it now. Oh, wow. I've never been this guy before. Kind of interesting. Huge hitbox, but we'll see how he does. Of course, if we see another decent mech, I can always try to transform into that too. Obviously, the big advantage of this weapon is it goes through objects, which most of the weapons don't, at least in my experience, so that's kind of cool. Weapon does a lot of damage. Kind of slow shooting, though. But the shooting through the objects should be useful against these little pod things. Maybe should have got that mech, but oh well. Oh. Yeah, it is a pretty cool power-up system. The one thing I will say, if there is any complaint, apart from the, I guess, kind of the relatively bland music, would be the fact that you don't get the opportunity to power up very often. You know, in comparison to other shooters where you can probably expect maybe every 30 seconds or so, you probably get a chance to try to be something different. In this game, it's not quite that way. I'm just going to stop and see what you guys have to say. That's true. I'm going to try to get this mech. And at least, you know, like you said, the upgrades just simply powers down instead of just dying. So, you don't just, like you said, you don't just blow up and you're dead, albeit an upgraded ship. So he is a powerful weapon, but like I said, it's one direction. Yeah, the large box is also kind of a drawback, obviously, with the mechs, but it's still unique. So in a way, that stealing mechanic, obviously very reminiscent of like Gyara's from Sega Genesis, from Renovation's Gyara's, which is a super awesome game. Oh, yikes. That was not real good. I'll give it one more shot. Probably shouldn't paint myself into corners. It'd probably help. Oh, I got a missile. I didn't even know I had a missile. This might be useful. Oh. Oh, I never even knew about that weapon either. Go figure, push more buttons, you get something. Oh, and that didn't last long. So the B part on this one, I pushed it instead of like a missile or that little flaming thing, it just moves the laser around. Just kind of helpful. Just kind of helpful. Just reading this quick. Okay. Still Brian's comment. Welcome to the stream, everybody. This is, in case, I guess you're new to the stream, this is Blazeon by Atlus for the Super Nintendo. Oh, that took all of like 2 seconds. I think I'm gonna call it a day on that one. So I'm gonna move to my next shooter. I'll try Imperium one more time. Like I said, that was Blazeon by Atlus. A little earlier, I tried to play Imperium by Vic Tokai, and I'm not sure why, but it's not working. We'll see if this works, and it's still not working. Oh wait, patience. Here you go. This is Imperium by Vic Tokai. I have never played this game before. This is a vertically scrolling kind of mech shooter, kind of similar to Musha by Seismic for the Sega Genesis. I'm just watching the intro because I've never seen it before. Music's going, but for whatever reason, we're not seeing anything. Okay. I'm going to try to restart it one more time. I guess at least we know we got music now. I'll try again. Classic way to clean your games is by blowing on them. The trick everyone learned how to do. Well, this game's giving me fits. I'll try 2 more times and we'll move on because, like I said, I don't think a very interesting stream is watch Derek blow on games. Nothing. Nope. Sounded promising, looked promising. At least I know on some level the game kind of works. We'll have to probably just clean it. I guess I assumed it was clean, but I shouldn't have guessed that. Okay, the next game we're going to play is Strike Gunner STG by Intivic. Now, I have played this game a bit. Musha is great. 90% downloaded. So this is S.T.G. Strike Gunner. Definitely, it's a vertically scrolling shooter. Very reminiscent of, what is it? Is it Arrow Flash, I think, for Sega Genesis? Kind of looks like that. I'm not sure if there's any like manga or anime kind of connection to it. There's a pretty good chance of it, I would think. So here we go. Strike Gunner STG. I'm going to crank up the lives just because, and could mess with the level, but I'll just leave it there. And here we go. Now, the one thing that's unique in this game is that you have these different power-ups that you can add for each level. But once you use the power-up, then it's gone for the rest of the game. And so you have to be kind of judicious about what choices you make. Sorry for my phone going off. My family's having a group text, and lucky me, I get to hear everybody's response. But anyways, that's kind of how this game works. So it is important if you play the game enough to kind of know the order to have what upgrades. Music is much better in this game, I think, personally. So the little slowdown there when those missiles came flying in. In some ways, this game kind of reminds me. Now, mind you, it's not quite the same because kind of reminds me of Skyforce. You know, especially these helicopters that kind of zoom in. Now, mind you, you don't get any kind of extra bonus for like patterns or kind of like perfect sequences, but just the way kind of some of the enemy movement is. Obviously, Skyforce is, especially like Skyforce Anniversary, it's a beautiful game and doesn't suffer from like these kinds of slowdowns that you see in a 16-bit game, but still a lot of fun. I know that somebody who has like a shooter compilation, they said this game they felt was pretty average, and I don't know. I mean, do I think it's super exceptional? Oh my gosh, I totally fell asleep. I wouldn't say it's super exceptional, but I guess I find that it's better than what it was being given credit for. I'm gonna pause it real quick. Take it easy, Ryan. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a good one. I hope the kids are going to enjoy their chance to play Call of Duty and messing around with that PC. That looks pretty cool. I can definitely suggest some PC games I would definitely want to introduce them to that I think they'd have a blast with. Especially if you have like a flight stick of some kind. Those are my favorite on the PC. Whoa. I was going to buy the farm there, but I didn't. It's pretty good. Normally I lose a couple lives when I see that B-1 bomber like that. Hey, we got through the first level about as clean as I've ever done before. Nice. You get picked up back by your mothership, and that's your first mission. Like I said, this is S.T.G. Strike Gunner, and there you can see that weapon upgrade is off the table now. So you have to choose wisely as you go through these different levels. Again, experience and having maybe played the game before. I didn't use the special weapon at all that entire level, so I don't know how important it is to me, but too bad on that mini boss, I guess. If that's what you want to call that AN 2222. And you can see, obviously, a lot of the same kind of familiar patterns than all these enemies. I hope 2021's going pretty well for everybody that's watching. I know 2020 didn't set a really high bar. Like I said, if you have any questions or whatnot, just throw it in the chat. I do look occasionally. I look very briefly to see if anything looks like it's new, and maybe I'll pause it and talk a bit. If you have a question, like I said, this is Strike Gunner or S.T.G. Strike Gunner for Super Nintendo. And again, if you didn't hear, and I realize some people care about this stuff, other people maybe don't. This is being played on the original cartridge on a Retron 3, which is not emulation. Basically, I guess a clone of a Super Nintendo, and a Sega Genesis. In my opinion, it's the best system Hyperkin ever made. I realize some people like the Retron 5, but I've had far more luck with my Retron 3 than anything I've purchased from them. So I gained a new life just as I died. That's a good time to gain a new life. That was the easiest mini boss I've faced all day. Some of this is kind of, especially with like the blast holes in the ground, it's kind of reminiscent of like a Toho clan shooter. Where you have that sort of that aftermark of what you just blew up. I didn't really want the laser, but I didn't really have a choice because it shoots slower. Yeah, this is the quad. Just simple lasers been better. May not do as much damage, but puts more bullets in this guy, and I can defend myself better. That's the special weapon raider. That's the auto Vulcan. Just fast enough to evade that. Wow, got him. It's the first time I ever beat that boss. Level 2. Woo! Your bar is set low when you get excited about beating level 2. But hey, beggars can't be choosers, so I'll take it. And of course, this is the same song from the first level. I think they recycled this for 3 different levels. It's not a bad song, though. It's kind of a classic shooter riff from the 90s. Kind of sticks in your head, too. Oh. Like I said, welcome to the channel. If you just are joining, I can't really see and watch to see how many of you guys are there, based on kind of how I'm arranged. But this is S.T.G Strike Gunner by Intivic, which this is for the Super Nintendo. Obviously, a pretty straightforward vertically scrolling shooter. I do have a turbo controller, but turbos aren't really necessary in this game. Or at least turbo controller isn't necessary to do what I was doing. I think I'm going to do one to continue. See how far I can go in level 3, and after this, we'll call it a day with this game. And then we'll go on to our last game for the day. So just I don't know, this has nothing to do with the game, but I was yesterday I was watching Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back, and it was the first time my wife had ever seen that movie, and it was kind of interesting watching my wife react to it. She had seen New Hope many times, but she'd never seen Empire Strikes Back, or at least the whole thing, and it was kind of fun watching her react to what she was seeing. She really enjoyed Yoda. My wife is a big Muppets fan, and hearing Frank Oz be Yoda, which of course sounds very similar to a lot of his characters from the Muppets show and Sesame Street, she was tickled. She thought he was pretty cute. It was kind of funny, a lot of people, we all do the Yoda voice where you speak in questions, and I'm sure, and I know that the cast members, when I've seen members of the cast talk about, what that was like to, have Yoda and his dialogue, was kind of unique to him, and how they had fun with it at, if they're at dinner or whatever it may be. And wow, got him. Boss defeated, I think. Or maybe that was just a mini boss. I'm guessing it's just a mini boss. Definitely get your money's worth in terms of the length of these levels. I mean, they're not short. I've actually been meaning to do this stream for a while, but I picked up a few more shooters, and it kind of just kept snowballing. Like, oh, well, I have another one on the way, and I don't have another one on the way. But I mean, at the time, it was like I have another game on the way, and let's wait for those to be here before I go and do another stream. And now I kind of feel like this is where I have what I was hoping for. And so I feel like I have some pretty cool titles to kind of share with people. I'm not going to go and say they're like hidden gems or whatever, but I think they're games, like I said, that don't get they don't get almost any love from those that when they think about the Super Nintendo as a system, because the system just wasn't known for being one that had a lot of decent shooters in it. And I think there are some decent shooters in it, but the titles themselves were kind of obscure. So because they weren't widely known, or widely maybe found or whatnot, people just kind of are dismissive of that. And so it's kind of cool to have a chance to show some of these levels off, or these games off, because like I said, I think the system deserves a little more love. Holy crap. Yeah, I don't want to get near that thing. I think I know what I'm going to... Well, I thought I knew what I was going to do. Did I get him? I think I did. Damn. On to level 4. How about that? I've never even been to level 3 before right now, and now I'm going on to level 4. Hey, I'll take it. Photon torpedo. We'll go with laser cannon, which sounds neat. I don't know. I know there's a specific order. I've watched some playthroughs of this game, and I probably should just write down what they do, but for myself right now, I'm just trying to enjoy it. Whew. Got through that. Did not think I was going to. Again, for anybody that's new to the stream, or maybe I've said this a billion times, but this is S.T.G Strike Gunner by Intivic for the Super Nintendo. Oh, got me. Now that definitely feels like a Toho playing shooter right there. Like this kind of level with the ships and whatnot. I mean, it's almost like it's right out of 1942 or Sky Shark. Fun. Get that laser going. I realize they only have so much power in it, but Like I said, if you have anything you want to discuss or ask in the chat, please go ahead. Like I said, since this is a shooter, I won't probably be able to respond quite the same way I would if I was playing something like Crystallis or maybe a platformer even. But I will pause on occasion or between stages and see if there's anything new. It's my first stream in probably since August. Oh. Under the boss of level 4 here. Oh, do I want to? Oh, if I only had another 2 lives, I probably could have beat that boss. Oh well. Try it another time. Okay, so now we're going to move on to our last game, and probably maybe the one that some of you have been waiting for. And I will admit, I have not played this game yet since I got it a few weeks ago. And definitely it's the cream of this crop. So that was a S.T.G Strike Gunner by Intivic. And now for our last one. Space Megaforce by Toho. This is really said to be the best of the vertically scrolling shooters on the Super Nintendo. This is not a cheap game. Also, I believe it's known as Super Aleste for the Mega Drive. Pretty typical kind of storyline for a lot of these shooters. Looks like South America there. Some F-16s. So here we go, Space Megaforce by Toho. And again, kind of similar to, you notice kind of the similar intro, like with the ship flying towards the screen, almost kind of like what you would have seen We're not playing on tricky or wild. I think we'll play on normal. That's the easy mode in this game. Normal. So here we go. Time from Space Megaforce. And like I said, this is the first time I ever played this game. I've watched a playthrough of it. Unfortunately, I was watching it hard, so of course I'm already kind of intimidated. You can see this, of course, is made by Compile, which means it's probably harder than crap, even on normal mode. So here we go. You can play the standard game or short game. We'll go with the standard. So kind of a typical spread shot to start with. Multiple shots. I like the voice on this. But you can see the different layers of parallax scrolling, which is pretty cool with the clouds. Multiple shots. This game looks beautiful. Multiple shots. Kind of a smart laser here, although it's not really in your control, which is a bit less useful than something that you know where it's going to go, but interesting nonetheless. I think so far I've managed not to use my power weapon yet. Here's your little charge shot. As a Bithead 1000 would say, out of here! Sorry if that sounded like I was jumping on him for his accent, but the guy's a beauty. He is really kind of like the, I don't know, to me he's kind of a good authority for like what's a good shooter. He recently did a video where he, maybe this earlier this month, I went back to that, I didn't want to go to the crappy stuff. But he did an evaluation where he took Nintendo's best shooter, which at least by most accounts is Space Megaforce, and he then compared it to the top shooters for the Sega Genesis, which he did Musha, and then he did Soldier Blade for its TurboGrafx 16, and I won't spoil it for you, but I think anybody who's watched Bithead enough knew how that was going to work out. But he definitely had fun with this one, even though it was like his first time playing it, which in some ways made maybe the evaluation a little unfair, but hey, it's his show. He can do whatever he wants, and that's fine by me. But, I don't think anyone was going to take it as a scientific evaluation of that kind of stuff. I mean, it's just his personal preference, and everyone has their own, and that's totally cool. And all I know is he gave this game a lot of praise, and I think this game's tremendous. I'm having a load of fun with it, and obviously I'm playing on this is the easy mode in this game. The wild mode or whatever, where it's like crazy hard, is just insane. But love the variety of the different weapons. There's virtually no slowdown in this thing, which is impressive. I'm not sure how they pulled that off. But I can definitely see why this game gets such praise, because it's definitely it's pulling off things that other Nintendo shooters, and even some that are held in pretty high regard, like Gradius 3 and whatnot, just don't. I mean, if you ever played Gradius 3 and you've been in certain levels, you definitely are aware of the slowdown. You know, if you're in the Moai level where you got the different Moai heads and they start shooting their little objects or whatever, you totally understand how the slowdown happens. And definitely long stages, that's for sure. I mean, I think I'm doing pretty well, and this state is just going on forever. Enemies coming at you from just about every angle. I need to be more careful on these upgrades, and that's definitely something I should have remembered from the playthroughs, was that I noticed that the person that was doing the playthroughs avoided lots of power-ups, probably because he was avoiding the ones that he hated or were almost going to be counterproductive. Oh. Maybe I'll get through this. I don't know. Obviously, I feel like I'm in a kind of a turning point. Maybe I need to use my super weapon or something. I'll get back after this one. We'll try it again. Sure. We'll start a checkpoint. It actually looks like an early stealth fighter, like a YF-23, which was the fighter that lost the competition to the F-22. Anyway, I'm a bit of a plane geek. Always have been. Yeah, that Mega Bomb's pretty cool. Wow. This is easy, folks, and if you think this looks hard, it is. Sorry, this isn't easy. This is normal. They don't put easy modes in a compile game. So I'm going to try it one more time, and then that's probably it for me and the stream today. Hope you've enjoyed it. I know I've had a lot of fun playing these games for you. I'm not sure if I'm going to get back into it anytime soon. I had a little bit of time today, so I was able to pull it off, but I definitely would like to get more back into the streaming game of things, but it's a challenge. We're finally to a boss. Let's see what we got here. All the Nazca lines like stuff. Got him. Or thought I got him. No, I don't. I did get him now, I think. Woo! One level done. I think. Yeah, it is. Woo! Fun. Like I said, if you got anything you want to ask, this is Space Megaforce by Toho. Like I said, this is an actual cart being played on Retron 3, not emulation. Kind of reminiscent of Truxton's laser a little bit. Interesting how that kind of stopped it. Why have one option when you can have four of them, right? Little mode 7 there for you. Oh. Oh, it starts you all the way back at the beginning of this. Okay, that's probably about it for me. Like I said, thanks for everybody that attended the stream. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I didn't talk much during that last part, but a lot's going on. And like I said, I hope you enjoyed all the games from Biometal to Blazeon to S.T.G Strike Gunner, and of course here with Space Megaforce. So apparently the Earth is doomed. I've just destroyed it because I'm a terrible person. So I guess that's where we'll leave it. We'll try this again, hopefully in the next few weeks, and we'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.